Hi, good afternoon, children. I think we were studying about chapter number 2. It is adaptation and survival of animals. Adaptation and survival of animals. I think we have studied what is habitat, what is adaptation, then how adaptation is going to be done on land, right? It was classified as aquatic animals, terrestrial animals, and then aerial animals. Till now, we have studied about terrestrial animals, that is the animals which are going to live on land, and then the aquatic animals, the animals which are going to live in water. Apart from this, we had studied breathing organs. For example, insects and all, they are going to have tiny pores. They will be having tiny pores on its body, which is known as spiracles. So the exchange of gases, the respiration is going to take place through that spiracles. Then about fish, it will be having gills on its body where this exchange of gas is going to take place. Whereas in leaves, it will be through stomata. So gills are going to have, sorry, fish is going to have gills, right? It will be having fins on its body which makes it move forward. Fish will be having fins on its body which makes it move forward. Then if it keeps continuously moving forward, then what about direction? If it has to change its movement, then there will be a tail fin which is going to make it to change the direction, right? So these were the things I think we had learned. So now we'll be studying about aerial animals. Aerial animals. What is this aerial animals? It is nothing but aerial means air. Whenever floods occur, there will be a aerial view by government officials, right? So that is aerial view means having a view through air. So the animals which are going to live in air are said to be aerial animals. So is this clear? Till now we have studied about terrestrial animals, that is the animals which are going to live on land. Then second was aquatic animals, the animals which are going to live in water. Now we will be having a glance at aerial animals, the animals which are going to survive in air. So most of the insects and birds, most of the insects and birds are going to fly, right? Whereas these insects are six-legged small organism, six-legged small animals. So six-legged small animals. So insects are the one which are six-legged small animals like mosquitoes, bees, butterflies, and what? Mosquitoes, bees, butterflies, then houseflies, houseflies, and moths. So these all are said to be insects as they are having six-legged body structure. So all these insects are going to fly. All these insects are going to fly with their wings. So what these insects are doing? They are flying. They are flying with help of their wings. In that wings, we find scales on those wings. Scales, do you remember? It was in the body covering of the organs. Body coverings of the organs. For example, snake, crocodile, and fish. Fish, snake, crocodile. These were having scales on its body. Do you remember? Similarly, the insects which are going to fly with the help of their wings are also having scales on its body. Remember, as these insects are having wings to fly, these insects don't have feathers. These insects don't have feathers, where we find these feathers in birds, right? Insects are different, birds are different. Insects are also going to fly with the help of their wings, but these wings of insects are not going to have feathers on its body. Then what it is doing? It is crawling. What it is doing? It is crawling by its legs. So then grasshopper, what grasshopper is doing? It is using its hind legs. It is using its hind legs for hopping. Grasshopper, I think everyone has seen. It will be jumping from one point to another. So what it is doing? It is hopping with the help of its hind legs. Means the legs which are on back side, because we have studied human being is the only creature who is standing erect on his hind limbs. These are our forelimbs, right? These are our forelimbs. The two legs which are used are said to be two front legs. Sorry, two front legs are said to be forelimbs, whereas the two legs which are on the back side, it is said to be hind limbs or legs. So with that hind legs, what this grasshopper is doing? It is hopping from one point to another. Then coming to these birds. These birds have four limbs. These birds have four limbs. Then what these four limbs are doing? These are in the form of wings, which helps it to fly. So as birds have four limbs, it is used as these four limbs are in the form of wings. So birds is having four limbs, and that four limbs is in the form of wings. What those wings are doing? It is helping that bird to fly. So clear? Insects, they too were flying, but it did not have feathers, whereas birds are having feathers. So birds, it is having four limbs. That four limbs are used as wings so that it can fly. And as it is said, birds are having feathers. Birds have feathers. For example, we see pigeon, parrot, peacock. We consider all these as birds because they are flying in the air. They are flying in the air, and apart from flying in the air, they are having feathers on its body. I think everyone is fond of taking that peacock's feather, right? Because it will be its feather is liked by everyone. Whose? Peacock's feather. So as these birds are flying, it is having feathers, right? Whereas insects also fly, but it did not have feathers on its body. So whereas these birds which are having four limbs, and that four limbs is used as wings to fly, and then these birds are having feathers on its body. Then what about its hind limbs? The hind limbs of birds. What is the use of it? Once flying is done, when it is going to come to stop after flying, at that moment these hind limbs are used. Why these hind limbs are used? It is used to walk, to run, to perch, to search food, right? As the bird is going to land after flying, once its flight is stopped, it is going to land on its hind limbs, right? So the bird is going to stop its flying. If it is going to stop, then it has to not flip its wings. Then it is going to come to rest. Then we'll be seeing birds which are going to fly, and they suddenly go and sit on the branch of a tree. So when it is going to sit on the branch of tree, at that moment its hind limbs are the one which makes it stop on that branch, right? So apart from that, it is used for walk, run, then perch. What is this perch? Perch is nothing but taking rest, or taking rest on the elevated height, means elevated, which is going to be bit height compared to us. So it is going to take rest on the higher branches of the trees, that is elevated. So it is going to take rest at elevated point, that is what is known as perch. Then it is used for searching food, and even it is going to attack its enemies. Even it is going to attack its enemies. Which one? The hind limbs of birds. Is this clear? ಅಕ್ವಾಟಿಕ್ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ, ನೀರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಸಿಸತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಂತೀವಿ? ಅಕ್ವಾಟಿಕ್ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತೀವಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ? ಟೆರೆಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ. ದ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಲಿವ್ ಆನ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ಸೊ ಯಾವ ಈ ಭೂಮಿಯ ಮೇಲ್ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ವಾಸಿಸ್ತಾವೋ ಅವಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಏನಂತೀವಿ? ಟೆರೆಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತು ಯಾವ್ದು ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ? ಇವತ್ತ ಏರಿಯಲ್ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಈ ಏನು ಗಾಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಏರಿಯಲ್ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಥರ ಬರ್ತಾವೆ, ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್, ಇನ್ನೂ ಒಂದು ಬರ್ಡ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವು ಕನಿಷ್ಠ 6 ಲೆಗ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ. ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ 6 legs, 6 ಲೆಗ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್, ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್. ದೆನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಯಾವಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಮಾಸ್ಕಿಟೋ, ಬೀಸ್, ಬಟರ್ಫ್ಲೈಸ್, ಹೌಸ್ ಫ್ಲೈಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮಾತ್ಸ್. ಮಾಸ್ಕಿಟೋಸ್, ಬೀಸ್, ಬಟರ್ಫ್ಲೈಸ್, ಹೌಸ್ ಫ್ಲೈಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮಾತ್ಸ್. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ? ದೇ ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ವಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಬಾಡಿ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ವಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಬಾಡಿ. ಸೊ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಿರ್ತಾವೆ? ವಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾವೆ. ಆ ವಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾವೆ? ಫ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವೆ, ಹಾರಾಡ್ತಾವೆ. ಆದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫೆದರ್ಸ್ ಇರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಗರಿಗಳು ಇರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ನವಿಲು ಗರಿ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಆ ಥರ ಫೆದರ್ಸ್, ಗರಿಗಳು ಏನಿರ್ತಾವೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ? ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಆಮೇಲೆ ಆ ವಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ. ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಂದು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಬಾಡಿ ಕವರಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಸ್ನೇಲು, ರೈಟ್? ಶೆಲ್ಲು, ಅದು ಶೆಲ್ ಆಯ್ತದೆ. ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವಾಗಾರ ಡೇಂಜರ್ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ? ಶೆಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ ತನ್ನ ಮುಖ ಹಾಗೂ ಕಾಲನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಎಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕುಂದಿರ್ತದೆ. We say that it is withdrawing its head and tail to inside that shell. So scales ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ನೇಕ್ಸು, ಕ್ರೊಕೊಡೈಲು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಯಾವುದಿತ್ತು? ಫಿಶ್. ಸೊ ಫಿಶ್, ಸ್ನೇಕ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕ್ರೊಕೊಡೈಲ್, ಅದ್ರ ಬಾಡಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನೈತೆ? ದೇ ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ಇವು ಏನು ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅದಾವು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ವಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾವೆ, ಆ ವಿಂಗ್ಸಿಗೂ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾವೆ. ಆದರೆ ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಈ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಫೆದರ್ಸ್ ಇರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬರ್ಡ್ಸಿಗೆ ಬಂದರೆ ಬರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ 4 limbs. ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಮುಂದಿನ 2 ಕಾಲದವು, ಬಟ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಅದರ ವಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಏನದಕ್ಕೆ? 4 limbs. ಆ ವಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತದ? ಅದು ಗಾಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾರಾಡ್ತದ. ಆ ವಿಂಗ್ಸಿಗೆ ಏನಿರ್ತವೆ? ಫೆದರ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ, ಗರಿಗಳಿರ್ತವೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದರ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಕಾಲುಗಳು, ಈಗ ಮುಂದೆರಡು ಹಿಂದೆರಡು ಕಾಲು ಇರ್ತವೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಮುಂದಿನ 4 limbs ಅಂದ್ವಿ, ಹಿಂದಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಹಿಂಡ್ ಲಿಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ಆ ಹಿಂಡ್ ಲಿಂಬ್ಸ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಅದು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಆ ಹಿಂಡ್ ಲಿಂಬ್ಸ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಅದು ವಾಕ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾ, ರನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾ, ಪರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಫುಡ್ಡನ್ನು ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತಾ. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ಎನಿಮೀಸ್ ಯಾರು ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ವಾಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ನಾ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಎವ್ರಿವನ್ is clear with what kind of aerial animals are insects and birds. And there are some birds which cannot fly. For example, ostrich, penguin, and amos. You know birds and penguin. We are going to call all these three in this birds category only. We call them as also birds. When we say birds, birds have to fly with the help of their wings. Whereas these ostrich, penguin and amos, these are also having wings, but it is not going to fly. So these are not going to fly. So these are not going to fly. How, sir? They are also having feathers. Then why it is not flying? Yes, it is having feather. It is having wings, but those wings are weak. Its wings are weak. Almost birds are going to be flight lighted. Means they are very light in its weight. Birds ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ, ಅದರ ಬಾಡಿ ಭಾಳ ಹಗುರ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಯಾವಾಗ ನಾವು ಈ ಆಸ್ಟ್ರಿಚ್, ಪೆಂಗ್ವಿನ್, ಏಮಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದರ ಬಾಡಿ ಜರ ಹೆವಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಒಂದೇದ್ದು ಅದ್ರ ವಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಫ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡುವಷ್ಟು ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಇರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈ in these birds we have some exceptional cases like ostrich, penguin and amos. Even though they are categorized under birds, it is not going to fly. Are these points clear, children? So that we will move to next one. Then the next we have migration. Migration in animals. So how this migration is going to be? What is meaning of this migration? First, what do you mean by migration? Migration means moving from one place to another. So ಒಂದು ಸ್ಥಳದಿಂದ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಸ್ಥಳಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನಂತೀವಿ, ಮೈಗ್ರೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಡಿಡ್ ಯು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್? ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಒನ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಟು ಅನದರ್ is known as migration. Is this clear? That migration will be because of in search of food, then for its breeding, the reason may be for whatever, but they are moving from one place to another. So for that, what we are going to say, we are going to say it as migration. Then why this migration is going to be done? It might be in search of food, it might be for breeding processes, or it might be to escape from harsh weather. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಥಳದಿಂದ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಸ್ಥಳಕ್ಕೆ ಅವು ಫುಡ್ಡನ್ನು ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಅದ್ರ ಬ್ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಆ ಒಂದು ವೆದರ್ದು ಪರಿಣಾಮ ಬಹಳ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದರಿಂದ ಎಸ್ಕೇಪ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಇಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್, ಎಸ್ಕೇಪ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಹಾರ್ಶ್ ವೆದರ್. ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಫ್ಯೂ ಏರಿಯಾಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ವೇರ್ ದ ವಿಂಟರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ very chilled. Winters are going to be very danger. So to move from that winter, they move to another places. So ಅಲ್ಲಿಯ ಒಂದು ವಿಂಟರ್ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯನ್ನು, ಅತಿ ಚಳಿಯನ್ನು ಅದನ್ನು ಅತಿ ಚಳಿಯನ್ನು ತಡೆಯೋದಾಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಹಿಂಗಾಗಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾವು, ಆ ಚಳಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಏರಿಯಾ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬೇರೆ ಏರಿಯಾಗೆ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತವೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಮೈಗ್ರೇಷನ್ ಅಂತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಸ್ಕೇಪಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಹಾರ್ಶ್ ವೆದರ್. ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ, ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಹವಾಮಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಗೆ ಅದು ಹೊಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕಾಗದೆ ಬೇರೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಥಳಕ್ಕೆ ಅದು ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಥಳದಿಂದ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಸ್ಥಳಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನಂದ್ವಿ, ಮೈಗ್ರೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಮೈಗ್ರೇಷನ್ ಎದಕ್ಕಿರಬಹುದು? ಆ ಮೈಗ್ರೇಷನ್ ಒಂದು ಆಹಾರ ಹುಡುಕಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗದೇ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಅಥವಾ ಅದೊಂದು ಬ್ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್. ಬ್ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವು ಮರಿ ಆಗ್ತಿರ್ತವೆ. ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು lay eggs and the eggs are going to be hatched, then the little one will be coming out and then it moves to its adult phase. ಅದಕ್ಕರ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಅಥವಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿಯ ಒಂದು ಹವಾಮಾನ ವೈಪರೀತ್ಯದಿಂದ ತಪ್ಪಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅದು ಬೇರೆ ಸ್ಥಳಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವೇನಂತೀವಿ, ಮೈಗ್ರೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Then next, there are few examples. Eels. These are fishes. These are types of fishes. What these eels are doing is, it is moving from river to sea. So then madattada, it is migrating from river to sea. ಸೊ ನದಿಗಳಿಂದ ಅದು ಏನು ಮಾಡತ್ತದ, ನದಿಗಳಿಂದ ಅದು ಸಮುದ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ಮೈಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಗತ್ತದ. ನದಿಗಳಿಂದ ಸಮುದ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ಅದು ಸ್ಥಳವನ್ನು ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡತ್ತದ. ವೈ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಶಿಫ್ಟಿಂಗ್? ವೈ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸಿ ಫ್ರಮ್ ರಿವರ್ ಟು lay eggs. ಸೊ ಆ ಸಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತದ, ಈ ಈಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ತರನಾದ ಫಿಶ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತದ, ಸಮುದ್ರಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತನ್ನ ಎಗ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಇಡ್ತದ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಲೇ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎಗ್ಸ್. ಇವು ಎಗ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಒನ್ಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಎಗ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಚ್ಡ್, ದ ಲಿಟಲ್ ಫಿಶಸ್ ಆರ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟು ರಿವರ್. ಇಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಈ ಈಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದೇನು, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಿಶ್. ಸೊ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಫಿಶ್ ಒಳಗ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಟಗರಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ನದಿಗಳಿಂದ ಸಮುದ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ಮೈಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಎದಕ್ಕೆ ಮೈಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದ? ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಕೀಪಿಂಗ್ ಎಗ್ಸ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಲೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಎಗ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಗ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಇಡ್ತದ. ಆ ಎಗ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಡೆದು ಅದರೊಳಗಿಂದ ಮರಿ ಬಂದಿಂದ ಅವು ಹೊಳ್ಳಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾವು, ಅದು ಹೊಳ್ಳಿ ರಿವರಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾವು. So these eels are migrating. ಯಾವ ರೀಸನ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮೈಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಗಕ್ಕೆ? ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಯಾವುದು? ಬ್ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸಸ್. ಸೊ ಅದು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಹೊಳ್ಳಿ ತನ್ನ ಮರಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಜನ್ಮ ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಎಗ್ಸ್ ಲೇ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದರಿಂದ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಎಗ್ಸ್ ಹೊಡೆದು ಅದರಿಂದ ಮರಿಗಳು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬ್ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್. ಇಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? So these eels are migrating from river to sea, right? Eels are migrating from river to sea. Why it is migrating from river to sea? It is because of breeding processes. So once the eggs are hatched, the little eels are going to come again back to the river. Is this clear? And other examples for these are locusts and butterflies. So locusts ಹಾಗೂ butterflies ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾವು? These are examples for migration. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ examples ಅದಕ್ಕೆ migration. Then migration is quite common in birds. There are few birds which come from Russia. There is a place called Siberia in Russia. From Siberia, the birds are going to fly thousands of kilometers and come to India. So Siberia dinda ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾವು? ಇಂಡಿಯಾಗ birds fly ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತಾವು. Thousands of kilometers they are going to fly. ಸೊ ಸಾವಿರಾರು ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಕ್ರಮಿಸಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ? ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಯಾವಾಗ? ಭಾರತದೊಳಗೆ ವಿಂಟರ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಚಳಿಗಾಲ, ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿ ಚಳಿಗಾಲ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತದ? ಸೈಬೇರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪಕ್ಷಿಗಳು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾವು? ಅವು ಹಾರಾಡ್ತಾ ಸಾವಿರಾರು ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಕ್ರಮಿಸಿ ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಂಟರ್ ಇರಾಗ ಬರ್ತಾವೆ. ಅವು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೈಬೇರಿಯನ್ ಕ್ರೇನ್, ಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ಫ್ಲಾಮಿಂಗೋ, and mallard duck. So what these birds are doing? All these birds are visiting India during winter. So every year during winter, we'll find Siberian crane, greater flamingo, and mallard duck in India. Right? Is this clear? Okay. Then there is a quote called Mosale Kanniru. Mosale Kanniru. What do you mean by that? Crocodile tears. It means that due to emotion, that crocodile is not going to shed tears. ಮೊಸಳೆ ಕಣ್ಣೀರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಮೋಷನ್ದಿಂದ ಕಣ್ಣೀರು ಬರೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಅದು ಬೇರೆ. ಅದು ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೈತಿರ್ತ ನೋಡಿ ಮನೆಗೆ ಮೊಸಳೆ ಕಣ್ಣೀರು ಹಾಕೋದು ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೊಸಳೆ ಕಣ್ಣೀರು ಹಾಕೋದು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಭಾವನೆಗಳಿಗೆ ತೊಡಕಾಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಕಣ್ಣೀರು ಎದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಕ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದರ ಐಸು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ವೆಟ್ ಇರಲಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಉದ್ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ಮೊಸಳೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತದೆ, ತನ್ನ ಕಣ್ಣನ್ನು ನೀರು ಬರೆಸ್ತಿರ್ತದೆ. ಒಂದೇದು ಅದು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ನೀರೊಳಗೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ನೀರೊಳಗೆ ಇದ್ದು ಮೊಸಳೆ ಕಣ್ಣೀರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಸೊ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಮೊಸಳೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಕಣ್ಣೀರು ಬರೋ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಅದರ ಭಾವನೆಗಳಿಗೆ ತೊಡಕಾಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲ. Actually, it is not because of emotions that crocodiles are going to shed their tears. It's a routine. Why they are shedding its tears are, it's a routine for it. Because if it sheds its tears, then those eyes are going to be wet and then it will be protected for it. That is the reason where we all should understand what is this crocodile tears. Is this clear? So till now, in this class today, we have seen about aerial animals, the animals which are going to live in air, that is insects and birds. Insects are going to fly, birds are also going to fly. Both are going to fly with the help of their wings. Whereas the insects do not have feathers, birds are having feathers. Is this clear? And after that, migration among these animals. What is migration? How migration is going to take place? Why migration takes place? I think you all learnt it, right? So that's all for today. So what you have to do in the home? First thing, read a textbook. I keep saying always, keep reading textbook. Make a habit of reading textbook. Then after that, today's homework. Define migration. Migration and then we have discussed. It is the animals moving from one place to another is known as migration. Then you have to write short note on aerial animals. So aerial animals, insects and birds, you have to write about that aerial animals. Is this clear? So this will be the end for today's class. In the next class, what we will be doing? We will be discussing about the exercise. So till then, keep reading textbook, do the homework regularly, right? Stay home, stay safe. See you in the next class. Thank you.